Did you review the document
Ma'am,
entitled Certification of Defendant's
Ma'am,
Rights to
we're-
Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
When me and him were out
Because
there.
this is a plea defense.
James
All right,
C.
the
Law.
court is
And are you Mr. Lynn?
calling
Yes, ma'am.
2024 CR 5072, State of Texas versus David Michael Lynn. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris Edelman.
defense?
James C. Law.
And are you Mr. Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea of guilty on June 27th, and according to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 14 months in the state jail facility. The state opposes your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State
No, Your Honor.
defense.
Yes, I have.
All right, any objections?
No objections.
All right.
Although he does say that he can live with his parents as opposed to being homeless.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so the state is opposed to your application. Any witnesses defense?
No, Your Honor.
State, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Your Honor, my client has never been on felony probation, and he's never had the theft course. And I asked the court to take a look at the offense itself and what was stolen. He was homeless at the time, and currently he says that he can live with his parents. And I asked the court respectfully to consider probation
All right,
with this consent. Do you have anything, David?
Well, yeah.
just 1 second. Counsel, could you have another trial court certification filled out for me, please?
Another one?
Yes. It is on the box. Because this one is dated June 27th, and I think it's because the court thought that we were proceeding with sentencing at that time. And then after you sign that, the court will hear testimony from you, Mr. Lynn. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
David Lind.
All right. Counsel, would you wish for your client just to talk to the court, or do you have questions?
No, I would like my client to address the court.
I'm just living in my parents' house. I'll be taking care of them. My mom has dementia and my dad can barely walk. So I'm kind of like their caretaker.
All right. When people are on probation in this court, I don't allow them to be home health care providers.
Well, no, I'm not getting paid for it. I go over there and help them out.
Okay.
Yes.
Why were you not doing this before you picked up these new cases?
I've been going over there.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So here's the court's concern. Looking at your criminal history, you have a criminal trespass. You were placed on deferred adjudication. The motion was withdrawn after a motion to revoke was filed, and the case was dismissed. Then you had a theft case in 1995. You were granted 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed, then withdrawn. Case was closed. In 1996, you had a driving while intoxicated case. You were given 6 months probation. A motion to revoke was filed. Probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. Then in 1997, you had assault, bodily injury, married. You were given deferred adjudication. A motion to adjudicate guilt was filed. You were revoked, sentenced to 6 months. In 1997, you had a driving while license suspended. Your probation was revoked. You were sentenced to 52 days in the Bexar County Jail. And then also in 1997, you had another driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. November 1997, driving while license suspended, 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. July 1999, driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were given probation for a year. Motion to revoke was filed. You were sentenced to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail. 2003, you had a theft, $5,500. You were sentenced to 90 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a theft, $50 to $500. You were sentenced to 45 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2006, you had a driving while license invalid, enhanced. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you have a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 30 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you had a criminal trespass habitation or shelter, you were sentenced to 75 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2023, you had a criminal trespass to private property, you were sentenced to 26 days in the Bexar County Jail. 2007, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced, you were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2008, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced, and a motion to revoke was filed, and you were continued on probation. And then you were revoked and sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. 2010, you had a theft, $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 8 months in the state jail facility. 2012, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 10 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. 2013, you had a theft under $1,500.
Quick reminder, if you're into real courtroom breakdowns with zero nonsense, hit that subscribe button. We post daily clips, real cases, and straight up honest commentary. Your support keeps these videos coming.
That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense instead of that. 2014, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 4 months in the state jail facility and given a judgment satisfied under 1244. 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. You were sentenced to 12 months in the state jail facility. August 2015, you had a theft under $1,500 enhanced. That was dismissed. You were convicted of another offense. 2023, you had a theft under $2,500 enhanced. You were convicted of another offense. And then now we have your current offense. Then out of county in Guadalupe County, you have a theft of property. You were sentenced to 60 days. You had a driving while license invalid. You were sentenced to 127 days in New Braunfels. Then in 2007, you had a reckless driving. You were sentenced to 20 days. Then in Travis County, you had a theft, $1,500, 2 or more previous convictions, and you were sentenced to 6 months in the state jail facility. All right. Is there anything else?
That's it.
All right. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will deny your application. The court will sentence you to 14 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you review the document entitled
Ma'am,
Court Certification of Defendant's
Ma'am,
Rights to
we're-
Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
When me and him were on
Because
the,
this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not
I
have the
told
court's
my attorney
permission
I
to
wanted to
appeal.
fire him.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or
What makes this hearing so intense isn't the single theft charge David Michael Lynn was being sentenced for. It's the lifetime pattern that came before it. Judge Stephanie Boyd wasn't reacting to one mistake. She was reacting to almost 30 years of repeated criminal behavior. Let's walk through exactly what the judge was looking at. It starts in the mid-1990s with early trespass and theft cases. Every time he got probation, a motion to revoke followed. Sometimes those motions were withdrawn, but the pattern was already locked in. As the years went on, the same story kept repeating: more thefts, more probation violations, and a long list of driving while license suspended convictions. Probation granted, compliance fails, sentence imposed. Over and over. Then came the enhanced theft cases, the charges where penalties increase because of prior convictions. Judge Boyd had to read through enhanced theft cases from 2007, 2008, 2010, 2012, 2013, and 2014. Nearly every one ended with jail or a state jail sentence. None of these were one-time slip-ups. Every case told the same story: brief compliance, then violations, new arrests, and new charges. Add in the out-of-county cases: more thefts, more license suspensions, more jail time, and the judge was looking at a man who had already been given almost every level of leniency the system offers. So when he asked for probation again, Judge Boyd had to ask the hardest question a judge ever asks: what would be different this time? And when the only explanation he offered was a gambling problem, the judge didn't hesitate. She denied probation and sentenced him to 14 months in a state jail facility. Not out of anger, not out of frustration, but because 3 decades of evidence showed he wasn't likely to succeed on probation. If you want more raw courtroom moments, real decisions, and real consequences, make sure you subscribe. And drop a comment if you want breakdowns of other judges or full case histories. Thanks for watching.